Remember that story I shared about bumping into my son at the library entrance? I remembered another lesson I learned from that experience. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to, put the video somewhere around here so you understand the story better. Another lesson I learned is pride. Pride. We always say there's a tiny line between being confident and being proud. And pride is about thinking too highly of yourself. And not just that, thinking other people are beneath you. Thinking you are higher, other people are below. It's a kind of a two-way thing. It's not just about yourself, it's about other people as well. I remember one story. There was this massive African store in Athlone long few years ago. And myself and my sister decided to go and, check the place out and buy a few things because we live in Galway. When we about leaving, we know the phone number, we're talking to the person. We've never seen this lady before ever. We just she said she will come and meet us there and blah, blah, blah. So we went to Athlone. We got to the store. Oh my goodness, it was massive. You mean, like it's so massive, it's so big. Like wholesales, even if you want to buy wholesales and then sell in your shop, you can do that with this lady. We don't know this lady. We've never seen her before. So we are waiting for the person we thought would be the owner of the place. So we're at the entrance. There's another shop. When you go in, she have a small shop for jewelries and accessories and all sorts. So we're kind of staying in the waiting area. The waiting area itself is even bigger than my living room. So to cut the long story short, this lady walked in. She's so tall and huge in stature. She have this kind of Afro kinky kind of hair. So she walked in. My sister and myself, we quickly rushed towards to meet her. Because we've been waiting for her. She just looked at us like, do I even know you? Then we realized, oh, she's not the one we're looking for. And then she didn't greet us. We greeted her, she didn't greet us because she wasn't waiting for us. So we just went outside and we were like, oh, maybe that's not her. So when this lady who owns the place comes in, she's so small. People call me like I'm small in stature. I'm not small in stature. I'm taller than her. I'm a bit, I don't know who is a bit, bigger. I'm a size 10 now. I'm not sure. Maybe she'll be a size 10 as well, but I'm taller than her. She's so petite. She was so small. And we looked at each other. We thought, wow. So oftentimes, pride just don't come from you as a person. Sometimes the self-pride is not from you. It's people's pride, if you've heard that before. Because you are at a stage in your life, because you are in one position, people kind of do your proudness for you, if that English makes sense. The prouding behavior, people do it on your behalf. All those unnecessary appraisers, unnecessary praises. If not for you, I would have died. If not for you, where will my life be? I know that God will send people to us. God will not come down to come and rescue us. But having said that, we should always focus on the fact that the doer is up there. He might do things through people, through his children, because he's going to use us. And if we are not available to be used, he said he will raise stones to do his job. So sometimes the pride that people are, the starting, the foundation of that arrogance starts from people. It is people's pride. We saw that lady, we thought her stature befit this place. We ran to her. She didn't even greet us. She looked at us like, hello? That was the same story with, if you remember that story when Samuel went to Jesse's house because God said, I have a king in Jesse's house to go and anoint his king. He got there, the children of Jesse were coming out. He saw Eliab and he thought that was a man of God. He thought, because of his appearance. Thank God for God. God said, no, that's not the one I have chosen. Where are the rest of the children? The sons. They don't even remember David. Until God said, that is one. Oh, they said the same name is in the bush somewhere, minding, the father's flocks. They said, until he gets back, you're not going to sit down. You have to be on your feet for him to get back. So they have to wait for him. So look at that. Eliab was not the one that said, I am the befitting king. It was the servant of God that God has sent to the other, said, this one befitted because of the appearance. So most times, loudness doesn't mean confidence. The success of God doesn't necessarily mean that somebody will be so big in stature. puffiness doesn't sometimes might not mean a thing. So if you're noticing that people's appraisal is beginning to get to your brain, please pause and reflect. I remember my father in the Lord, Apostle Adoko, we always say there was a time they gave him a title as a senior apostle. And God was like, he didn't give him that title. So he said they should stop calling him senior apostle. There's no senior apostle in the Bible. Apostle is apostle. All the people, even Jesus came. Jesus didn't say, I'm apostle. Jesus is Jesus. So sometimes you might not, there's a tiny line between being confident and being proud. Don't even, underestimate that. Because if you're a confident person, the chances that you're going to be proud, it's so huge compared to someone that is timid and shy and all. Because even sometimes when God do something for you, when God do something through you, because you are the vessel that God used to, to do something, you just want to put your name there, you feel like, oh my goodness, look at what you've done. I know the Bible. I can read the Bible. I can prophesy. I can heal the sick. Kò sẹ́ni tó ṣe rere tí ò ṣe pé a fi fún látọ̀run wá. So oftentimes, the self-pride that sometimes we have, which Christians should pray more against, because sometimes when they are talking about pride, we always look at somebody, even the Bible said that our righteousness is like a filthy rag in his presence. So if we are sinners, we are proud in some way. Pride is an element of sin. For every sin that you commit, there is an element that you're proud. So you need to be mindful of that. Before your own will come out, you're dealing with your self-pride. And you're dealing with people's pride as well. Be very careful. When God do something through you, be mindful. Be mindful of people's appraisers. Don't let people's appraisers get into your head. And you start thinking that, oh, it's me now. If I'm not there, they can't do it. And like I mentioned, sin, like there's an element of pride in every sin. Remember the story of Lucifer in heaven. He thought, I want to sit on God's seat. That's pride. Even sometimes when something happens and you get so angry, there's an element of pride there because you're thinking, I'm bigger than the behavior of this person towards me. Who is this person to do this to me? Who is this person to say this to me? I'm bigger than this. Or even sometimes when we are going through trials and tribulations, we say, why me? Why me? Why not you? So pay attention. We all have to deal with the fact that we cross the line that's between confidence and pride. We cross it every now and then. But the most important thing is to quickly understand that you've crossed this part and go back. Ask for forgiveness of sin and go back. But the people's pride, we need to be mindful of it. Don't let people push you into committing what doesn't make sense. A confession from my side, one of the things that trigger my anger is lies. I get upset quite easily. Like, people piss me off quite easily, unlike my husband who can tolerate people. If I see that I'm not going to get value from you, we don't have a relationship. So I began praying towards anger long time. And anytime something happens, you cannot be sure that you don't have something or you are a nice person until a situation happens to prove you to be nice. I shared an example one time. Imagine you're a very rich man and you happen not to have a gate man. In Nigeria, you have a gate man. Let's say you're in Nigeria, a nice mansion. One Saturday morning, you thought you want to exercise and you decided to put on your shorts and your t-shirt, rugged t-shirt, you wanted to paint your house. And when you're painting, you will get stained, you know that. So you get stained and you are painting. A friend of yours came to visit and was like, you're the one painting. Why can't you get someone to do the job for you? Just say, oh, you want to use it for exercise. And your wife already told you that, oh, she interviewed somebody to be the gate man and he just told the person to come today because you are the person who will stamp whether you're going to employ the person or not. So when your friend was leaving, you walked your friend out of the gate. You didn't take your key, you didn't take your phone, you didn't take anything, and you are in your gear, your painting gear. So when you're coming back, you knocked the gate. Before you got there, the gate man who came on a trial to get your approval was already in your house. And your wife said, well, Oga, I don't have any issue with you. I can employ you, but my husband will be the one to, stamp it, that I have the final say. So just stay at the gate and do your job. You got it, you knocked the door, and the gate man said, yes, who are you? He looked at you from head to toe because of your appearance. He said, you can't come in. Madam say, you can't come in. Nobody can come in. You said I should mind the gate. You don't have your keys. You don't have your phone. You don't have any way of checking. What will you do? What will prove you to be a patient and humble person? You just slap the person and say, are you okay at all? I'm the owner of this house. Or will you say, okay, go in and call your madam to come out and see who the visitor is? What would you do? It's a situation like that that proves that you are a humble person, you are a patient person or not. Don't just conclude that you are a nice person, you're a patient person. It's a situation that will prove you right or wrong. She will see my life. One day we went to Ennis with my sister. She was driving ahead of me and she wanted to get fuel. So we parked, we got the fuel. When she went in to pay, I think they have a IT issue with their system, their tills. And it was taking forever for her to come out. I just went in there. I said, my sister can't talk. You know she can't talk. She's mute. She can't talk. I just went there. Why are you keeping us waiting? Da, 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 da. If you know your system is not working, we're not going to wait. Da, da. And I'm sure the manager looked at me as if I can. And I was leaving. And I said, sure, this anger is still there. This anger is still there. We have to be mindful. Preaching Jesus, talking about Jesus doesn't mean we are holier than thou, like people will say. But the thing is, acknowledging the fact that you've done something wrong is the beginning of your salvation. God doesn't call perfect people. He called imperfect people into perfection. And like Matthew 5:48 said, you'll be perfect just like your Father is perfect. So a day will come that will be better than this. But we still have to be mindful of who we are, how we behave, the things that we do, especially when it comes to pride. Your self-pride, you're dealing with it every now and then. You have to deal with it. What I said, was it right? So your self-reflection by yourself. Walking the path of purpose is about self-evaluation, self-reflection. Who are you? You're dealing with that. And people will say, mama lie, blah, 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 blah. They will praise you, praise you, praise you. Your shoulder will begin to go like this. You just hang in there. No, we have to be mindful. So this is me thinking loud. If you are wondering who that person is in the middle seat over there, that's Esther Steady. She always spoke over. And then, so that's just me in the car. Went to do some errands. I just said I should just throw this out there. I hope you're blessed. Share with other people. Take care. Until I come to your screen again. Bye for now.